Breaking. Tribunal sacks Adeleke as governor, orders withdrawal of certificate of returns. Wow. So this Osun State governorship election that have been, they've been contesting since Adeleke won it, is still in court. And now the court has given judgment to Oyetola and his group of APC as against the Inec result that brought Adeleke to power. So now they have done everything now, and you think this is going to work? Is this judgment genuine? Is Adeleke going to accept this, or is going to head up to Court of Appeal? Because I'm sure this judgment will be appealed. Let's see what they have to say. Osun Election Petition Tribunal, sitting in Osogbo, Osun State capital, on Friday, ordered that the certificate of returns given to the state governor, Senator Adeleke, be withdrawn with immediate effect. The presiding judge of the panel, Justice Tetsi Kume, while reading the judgment in Osogbo, stated that the conduct of the election was not in compliance with the Electoral Act. Can you imagine? Justice Kume explained that there was overvoting in 6 polling units during the election and maintained that after the deduction of valid votes vast from the overvoting at the polling units, Oyetola pulled 314,941 votes, while Adeleke polled 290,266 votes. So this is what the Justice Kume brought out as conclusion of that judgment, for them to say that the certificate of return issued to Ademola Adeleke, the current sitting governor, should be withdrawn with immediate effect. So the question is, how genuine is this judgment? Because before Adeleke came to power, Inec counted all the votes and declared them valid votes, declared the winning numbers, and then issued certificate of return to the sitting governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. So between the court and Inec, who is saying the truth? That is what the problem is. Now the individuals, both the PDP and APC, have submitted their proofs and their evidences, and it's assumed that the court also must have done its investigation. But between the court and Inec, who is saying the truth? Because how did the court get the total number of votes? Is it not from Inec database? Is it not from this same database report that Inec used to issue certificate of return to Ademola Adeleke and declared him winner? So I think Inec is the problem here. So what is the difference now? What is contradicting between the result that Inec itself used to go and used to declare Ademola Adeleke winner versus the report that also Inec gave to the court in Osogbo as evidence or as exhibit for this judgment, for the investigation? All right. And the APC group, how did they get their own report? What number did they get? It's not from the same BVAS, because we are saying that the BVAS machine has been tested in Ekiti and now in Osun, and it's a good report that with the BVAS election will be a bit free and fair and void of any form of rigging. Now, the Osun State, where they used it, they brought out some other numbers and used it to pass judgment. Where did those numbers come from? Did they come from BVAS? Now, if there was overvoting, whose fault is that? Is that not Inec people's fault? Because Inec will have people there to go and check and validate people, accredit people before they do accreditation, before actual voting is done, before they will count the valid and non-valid votes. So are they telling you that they did not use BVS to do the accreditation and the voting? There's something fishy about this judgment. And I'm sure APC will be fingered for some of the numbers that are getting here. How did they get the numbers? Those numbers that APC submitted in court, are they validated using the BVAS? Why should the APC have a different number from what Inec submitted and Inec admitted it or admitted to it in court? Something is not clear. Something is not clear. All right. Personally, I don't trust that judgment, except something happened between PDP, APC, and Inec people during the actual voting. Because the truth is, if this is what BVS is all about, then it means that the general election is going to be in shambles. It means that we shouldn't trust the BVAS, because already they both APC and PDP, all of them are boasting that they will win. Everybody is saying they will win, even when the election has not been conducted. Okay, and the last one is Tinubu at Adeleke saying no matter what happens, they will go and vote and they will win the election. And again, prior to the what do they call it? Prior to he's going to Adeleke, even when they started this campaign by September, all right, a lot of allegations came up about the key politicians trying to influence INEC ICT staff at the back end to alter the numbers at INEC database and undermine the possibility of transmitting the votes from the polling units straight to database. Right? And the INEC came to deny it, that there's nothing like that. And they are training their staff, both the ICT staff, and they're making sure that they don't compromise. I am sure exactly what we're saying is what has happened in Osun State. If truly that APC won, like they're saying, then it therefore means that the ICT staff of INEC at the back end should be questioned. They shouldn't be trusted. Somebody has played a foul game. How come the numbers that APC is using to fight the case in court is different from what INEC has in their database? Who counted it? Who accredited people before they started voting? Who counted the vote? Who transmitted the vote? How? And why will people that are what do they call them? The party representatives at the polling units, how would they have different numbers from what INEC transmitted to a database from the polling unit? You know, so there's something fishy about this judgment, and I'm sure investigation has not been done thoroughly. How did they validate the votes that are valid and invalid? How? How did they validate all of that information? Because it is the BVAS that should determine that. So it means that they didn't use the BVAS. That is what it means. In some areas, they did not use the BVAS. Something is fishy here. The same thing they have done in Imo State, where it was court that returned Hope Uzodinma to the governor house as the governor of Imo State. It is of APC. The same thing APC is doing in Osun State now. That where after election is court that is returning, probably going to return Oyetola back now as the governor of Osun State, and ask this other man, Adeleke, to go home. I don't think this judgment there's something fishy about it. They are going to confess very soon, and I'm sure Adeleke will not just keep quiet. This matter will go further. This matter will definitely go further. It will definitely go further, because what is in this judgment is not to be trusted. Right? So I've got a few comments here. Somebody is saying, no way, the judgment will be reversed by Court of Appeal. I know that definitely Adeleke and his group will head to court. Definitely Adeleke and his group will head to court. There's no way about it. So the judgment is valid, legal and true. Adeleke robbed the former governor. Mary Odili is gone. No hope for Adeleke. INEC denied the result that brought Adeleke. Can you imagine? So that's where the problem is. If INEC denied the result that brought Adeleke, then INEC itself is not honest with what they did. All the INEC staff in that place, they should all be arrested to explain what they did. That is the truth. Then if INEC denied the result that brought Adeleke, why did they issue the certificate of return to Adeleke? After issuing certificate of return, they went to court to deny the result. The INEC is the problem. It means that even in the major 2023 election coming in by February 25, INEC is still going to be the big problem. The INEC that they will use to rig all of it. All those shouting fake news are backward in current events in Nigeria. These are the people shouting obedient. Unfortunately, they are not current with events. Every news that doesn't support their narratives is called fake. They believe everything must be according to the way they want. Can you imagine? So what is it? What are you trying to tell us? Judiciary is gradually becoming the major problem of Nigeria. It's not only judiciary that is the problem of Nigeria, it's INEC too. But INEC is a bigger problem because INEC people don't know what they're doing. Somebody say we don't have anything like judiciary in Nigeria because justice is dead and buried by the politicians. And that is true. All right? That is true. There's no judgment, no justice in Nigeria. Because these politicians, that's why they behave like people who are above the law and nothing happens to them. Okay? So INEC is part of the problem. Judiciary is also part of the problem. But the bigger problem when it comes to election is INEC. But when it comes to other civil society cases and judgment, then judiciary is number one. All right? But in this election matter, INEC is number one, followed by judiciary. They all don't know what they are doing. That is the truth. So thank you for listening. Adeleke has lost the seat, even though he's going to probably appeal that case, appeal that judgment further. But the court sitting at Osogbo has said that Adeleke is not the winner, it's Oyetola that is the winner, and that the INEC should immediately or with immediate effect withdraw the certificate of return given to Senator Ademola Adeleke, the sitting governor of Osun State. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.